Let's take this across to our guests who are joining us live at the moment. We have with us Tom Vadakkan of the BJP, he's a spokesperson of the party. We have with us Monica Verma, political analyst. Also joining us is Ellen Rao, former IPS officer. Kamruzaman Chaudhary also joining us from the broadcast. Also with us is Meeta Chakrabarti, political analyst. Let me come across to first Mr. Ellen Rao. Sir, what does the protocol say as far as this entire issue is concerned? Has there very clearly, isn't a fact that there has been a breach? Now, the Punjab Chief Minister has come out and apologized. In many of the visuals, the route in fact has not seen the kind of deployment that it should have. Before I come across to Mr. Rao, let me get in a quick word from my colleague Pranesh. Pranesh, take us through the pictures, large numbers of pictures that show where the protocols were violated. Take us through those pictures.
You know, the BJP has alleged collusion and conspiracy, and I'm afraid the pictures are very disturbing. They tell us a different story. Look at this. The latest that we've got. This is from a few kilometers away from that stretch in which Prime Minister Modi was isolated for good 15-20 minutes, Madhav. In this frame, you can see that highway on which Prime Minister's convoy was stuck. And look at this. The Prime Minister's car here, just behind the white car, here's the black Toyota in which the Prime Minister is seated in front on the left-hand side. And here you have these 8 people. Now I shudder to think if even one of them was carrying explosives, IED, what have you, or perhaps wearing a suicide vest, things would have been fatal. We would have spoken about disastrous consequences, Madhav. And when the Prime Minister says, please thank the Chief Minister that I am alive, he gives us an indication of what he went through when he was stranded here. And look how callous the Punjab policemen are. Breaking bread, having tea with the protesters, when they should have been deployed to guard the route that the Prime Minister had to take as a fallback measure because of inclement weather. He could not take the chopper. The Punjab DGP, just look at these and let's go. Yes, we have the pictures full frame. Count the number of policemen here in one frame and contrast this to that frame that we have in which we have the black Toyota car. Not one Punjab police personnel there in that frame in which the Prime Minister is there. Now let me count. Madhav, let me count. You have 5 people there, one even standing on the bonnet, I don't know, looking at what. 5 people there, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 13, 3 here, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 in just one frame. 21 Punjab policemen in one frame. God knows doing what? Securing what here? Having tea with these protesters. And let's go to the other video that we have, in which you have the Prime Minister's convoy. The car in which the Prime Minister is traveling. Here, let's freeze it here. There are no Punjab policemen here. As far as the eye can see, in this frame, there are no policemen. And there are at least 8 people here. Who invited them? Who allowed them to be here? What were they carrying? What are their antecedents? These are serious questions, Madhav. We are talking about Prime Minister's security. Let's today rise above politics and try and find out answers to these questions. Let's go back to these pictures here. Let's go full frame to this, Ranga sir. There are policemen behind every car. At least 5 or 6 in groups. Now when the Chief Minister says that there was no security lapse, can he explain this? 21 policemen in one frame here, where the Prime Minister is not going to guard the protesters and doing nothing here. And not even one policeman on the stretch that the Prime Minister's convoy was traveling in. Who will answer these questions, Madhav?
Well, very important points that you have made over there. Let's quickly take this across to our guests who are joining us. Let me go across to the IPS officer on our panel, retired IPS officer Ellen Rao is with us. Mr. Rao, judging by the pictures that you are looking at, multiple violations of the deployment as far as the Blue Book is concerned of policemen along the Prime Minister's route. Are common citizens first and foremost allowed to get so close to the Prime Minister's convoy?
Madhav, it's a very serious issue is a serious security breach of the VVIP, that is Prime Minister of India. And you asked me about the protocol, about the security aspects by the local police. When any movement of VVIP like PM and President is there, then the local police has to be alerted, and local police, after verifying the fact that the route which is a designated route for the VVIP, that is not only secured but it is sensitized in view of that is no IED is there, or no, there is no security threat to the VVIP. So in this case, that there was information 2-3 days back that PM is about to come, that that area where the PM is going to inaugurate something and to give some speeches there, then that area was to be handled by the local police and their local intelligence. It seems to be a total failure of local intelligence, and there is a proverb, there कहावत है हिंदी में, अगर पुलिस चाहे तो चिड़िया पर नहीं मार सकती. This applies here only. अगर पुलिस चाहती तो यहाँ पर इतने protesters नहीं आते. That's why I'm saying that is a total security lapse on the part of police. Now that Congress party and the DG might have apologized for that, but only apology is not sufficient. Because PM is very important post in our India as a democratic country, and the PM is the head of the executive powers. So we have to take care of whatever party he belongs to. That his PM is the PM of India, not only for the BJP. So every political party must respect, and security of PM is very prime for our democratic country. If it could have been that 15-20 minutes he is stranded on a flyover. And there are, and the latest technology is that the drones are there, anybody can send any missile or any VID time devices are there, and there was sufficient time with the terrorists also, they could have attacked it. But thank God that nothing could happen, and thanks to the SPG people that they secured our Prime Minister. But if it would have been only on the hands of the local police and Punjab police, that anything could have happened. So it's a very serious
Okay,
step.
let me bring in other panelists as well. We have also with us, yes, it's a serious issue. Nevertheless, let me quickly go across to our other panelists. Meeta Chakrabarti is with us. Mr. Kamruzzaman Chaudhary also with us. Mr. Kamruzzaman Chaudhary, this by any stretch of imagination can only be called a lapse. How is it that the Prime Minister's convoy can get stuck like this? How is it that common citizens are able to come so close to the Prime Minister's car, and all of this happening less than 20 kilometers away from the Pakistan border makes it that much more shocking?
Okay, Madhavan, the basic point out here is, of course, one of the greatest security lapses that anybody can ever face, and that's the Prime Minister of our country. You see, the security lapse is compounded by the the failure of the intelligence machinery that our country has. The Prime Minister's security detail is covered by at least 3 rings of security: Special Commando Forces, then the Central Security Forces, intelligence bureaus, and then the state police comes into this effect. Now, till yesterday, 9 farmer organizations have opposed the visit to Punjab.
Is it not a fact that the route of the Prime Minister's vehicle has to be secured, that a plan B has to be put in place if the chopper does not fly? There are rains going on. It's very well known. From Delhi to Punjab, there is rains going on at the moment. Why was the plan B not implemented? Doesn't that show a failure of the state police? Simple question, Mr. Chaudhary.
Madhav, you must have listened to the Chief Minister's press conference. 30 kilometer distance from Batinda to Hussainiwala, 30 kilometer distance he had to travel. Now there were at least the farmers protesting in number of places, like along the route the Prime Minister was supposed to be taking. Now when the security knew about this, about the protesters sitting on the road, wherever the Prime Minister was supposed to be going, at that time, only the security detailing knew about the road. The Chief Minister says we did not know that there was an alternative road plan that was going out there. Now, what happened out there, as per my sources, tell that there were people gathered on the rally ground where the Prime Minister was supposed to address.
Sir,
This
if there was so much
crime-heavy incident
of security, how did common people come so close to the car? There are some serious questions over here, Mr. Chaudhary, and I want Tom Vadakan to come in now on this. Tom Vadakan, the explanation being given by Mr. Chaudhary that there was an alternative route being taken, that security was provided. Now the pictures are telling us a very, very different story of what happened on ground. Tom Vadakan.
Madhav, the reference was to the Chief Minister's press conference. The Chief Minister says he is not aware of the changed plan of the Prime Minister. Now, that is an open lie. The advanced liaison team had spoken to the DGP, who had personally cleared the route. Obviously, the DGP had briefed the Chief Minister, and they were aware of it. There was no security men on the route. You could see it very well. The point is, people came to a distance of about 6 feet from the Toyota car of the Prime Minister. How can that happen? Who are these people? Were they armed? These are questions. And how did these protesters know the route that the Prime Minister was taking, unless there's a connivance at the highest level? These are questions in public domain.
No, Tom, that is a theory that you are trying to project. That is a theory that you are trying to project to play the victim.
This is no theory.
No. This is not the fact. There were protesters going all across Punjab against
the local police must do the needful. And if they are not in the frame, it clearly indicates breach, connivance.
Okay, let me come in here. Let me get in some of the other voices. Let me get in some of the other voices, sir. Let me get in some of the voices. Mr. Chaudhary and Tom Vadakan, let me come in here. Bring in the two ladies on the panel. Meeta Chakrabarti, what explains how the common people got to know where the Prime Minister was and what time it was? This is not information that's commonly known to public. The BJP alleges that this is a clear sign that there was some kind of collusion or conspiracy. Please respond to that.
Okay, so the Prime Minister of the nation is, of course, is a constitutional authority, and it's Prime Minister of India that we are talking about. So his security is of utmost importance to all of us. Number one. Number two, for his security, we have the SPG group. I think around 500 crores of the taxpayers' money is being spent on the Prime Minister's security alone. So when we talk about the responsibility being only that of the Punjab Police and the state government, I want to ask whether the director of SPG will also not take responsibility for this lapse. What happened to their blue book? What happened to their protocols? What happened to their process?
Ma'am, that's the point that's being made.
Did they not
isn't it a point?
Let me finish, please. Did they not do the recce? Are they not responsible for the Prime Minister's security as well? Why are we only putting the blame and responsibility on Punjab government? Number one. Number two, Punjab has an elected government, and I don't think any elected government would want to put the Prime Minister of the nation knowingly into danger. So I would strongly recommend that we put a rest.
That's exactly the question that's being asked. Let me bring in Monica Verma on that. Monica Verma, the onus should also be on the SPG, says Meeta Chakrabarti. Why are you putting the entire onus on the state police? Please respond to her.
So let's start by putting the onus on the SPG and then see what did the SPG do. There was a clear coordination and communication between the SPG and the Punjab Police. The DGP was informed beforehand. Even the Home Ministry of Punjab knew about Prime Minister Modi's movement. Only when the Punjab Police cleared his movement via road to the Martyr Memorial, only then did the cavalcade proceeded. So SPG, if you're actually laying the onus on SPG took all the right measures by informing and taking the consent of Punjab Police. But what happens after that? After the cavalcade has already left and they are in the middle of, reaching their destination and just 30 kilometers away, only then do they find a blockade on the road. So just look at the chronology. The plan changes at the end of the PM team. The plan is communicated by the SPG to the Punjab Police, and Punjab Police gives a real clear assurance that the road will be absolutely clear for the movement of Prime Minister. But only when the cavalcade is proceeding and it's about to reach the destination and it's just 30 kilometers away on a flyover, there's a bus park, there's a langar of chai taking place, and all the personnel of the Punjab police are enjoying themselves with a cup of tea. So just tell me, I really want to know this.
Yes, respond to that.
SPG,
Respond to that.
Okay.
I want both Kamaruzaman Chaudhary and Meeta Chakrabarti to respond to that, but we're going to slip into a quick break.
Absolutely.
Hold on to your thoughts for just a minute. We're slipping into a quick break. You respond to that question on the other side. Stay with us. Welcome back. And a massive political fight has erupted over the security or the lack of it at the Prime Minister's convoy in Punjab earlier today. In Firozpur is concerned, well, the BJP sees a khuni irada. The Congress says that there was no threat.
मैं आज कांग्रेस पार्टी से कहना चाहती हूं, नरेंद्र मोदी देश के प्रधानमंत्री बने देश के नागरिकों के वोट और आशीर्वाद से। उन्हें ध्वस्त करना है तो इलेक्शन में करते हैं। ये साजिश रचने की क्या जरूरत थी? इन सभी सवालों को मात्र मैं या सुधांशु जी नहीं पूछ रहे, राष्ट्र भर में ये सवाल उठ खड़े हुए हैं। लेकिन वो लोग जो इस षड्यंत्र का हिस्सा हैं, उनसे कह दो कि मेरा विश्वास है कि न्याय निश्चित रूप से होगा। बैर मोदी से है, लेकिन देश के प्रधानमंत्री का बाल बांका करने की ये साजिश, इस साजिश को देश समर्थन नहीं देगा।
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के पंजाब दौरे के दौरान आज उनकी सुरक्षा के साथ जो खिलवाड़ पंजाब की सरकार के संरक्षण में आज पंजाब के अंदर हुआ है, वह पंजाब के अंदर व्याप्त अराजकता और दुर्व्यवस्था का एक जीता जागता उदाहरण है। कांग्रेस शासित पंजाब की सरकार को देश की जनता से इस बात के लिए माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
प्रधानमंत्री जी को आज फिरोजपुर में पंजाब में रैली कर बाकायदा 10,000 के करीब पुलिस पर्सनल, आप सोच सकते हैं 10,000 पुलिस पर्सनल प्रधानमंत्री की इस रैली के लिए लगाए गए थे। इसके अलावा पूरा रूट जो था प्रधानमंत्री जी का, वो एसपीजी, केंद्रीय सिक्योरिटी एजेंसी, पंजाब पुलिस और यहां तक कि हरियाणा पुलिस को भी डिप्लॉय किया गया था।